game can't really be your #1 priority. And so I was looking at that like, man, this is gonna be fun.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Sometimes, like D'Antoni says, when Kobe does that, he speaks.
Like I see a lot of players take vacations with other players that are close friends. And we'll just take vacations just to take vacations, or just hang out just to hang out. Like I never did that.
Why not though? Why didn't you do that?
Well, because when I retire, I didn't want to have to say, I wish I would have done more. I don't want that. You know, I don't want that.
Martin, former college basketball player there in Cincinnati. What a move by Kobe Bryant! Wow! A deceptive move on a pretty good defensive player in his own right, Martin. Kobe's got 18 with 6 in this third quarter.
Jumping ability. Man, my vertical was a 40, it wasn't a 46 or 45. My hands are big, but they're not massive, right? So you got to figure out ways to strengthen them so your hands are strong enough to be able to palm a ball and do the things that you need to do. Quickness, I was quick, but not insanely quick. I was fast, but not ridiculously fast, right? So I had to rely on skill a lot more. I had to rely on angles a lot more. I had to study the game a lot more. And but I enjoyed it though. So like from the time I can remember when I started watching the game, I studied the game, and it just never changed.
Technical question here. Let's see how you can answer this. Who would Shaq be if he had your work ethic?
I bought into it. I bought into the meditation. I bought into the deeper connection that exists within the game. And so when you watch our teams, or you watch any of Phil's teams, or Chicago teams, Game 6 against Utah, you watch our games, Game 7 against Boston, we were never rattled, ever, because we're always in the moment, always in the present, always extremely calm, always looking at the reality of the situation and not letting our emotions cloud our execution. And that comes from being in that meditative state that he would teach and preach from day one.
Would he take you back? Would he take you back? Would he take you back and say you had a terrible game and it was, the season prior? Would he take you back and say, we're gonna watch this game. It was the worst loss we had. It was absolutely embarrassing, for you to kind of see what things you did to improve? Was he that kind of
No.
It was more about fundamentals and improving the game.
Move on. He was very hands-off, right? In the sense of he allowed players to develop. He would allow you to find your truth and then go after it. And he was there to simply guide you along that journey, which I actually learned from him, and that's how I parent. And that's how I coach my daughter's team now. So that's why I say he's a father figure, because I've learned so much from him as a coach that I take as a father, as a husband, and as a coach myself. But he was very observant.
Was he a better one-on-one or one-on-few? Like one-on-one versus one-on-12? Like if I'm having a team meeting and I'm talking to guys to rally them or calm them down, or it's okay strategy, or was he very good one-on-one, just you and him, closed doors?
Yes, great conversationalist, but hated confrontation.
He hated confrontation.
Direct confrontation is not his thing. Doesn't do it. Never did well with it. Had a lot to do with how he grew up and his brother, his siblings, and father, and so forth and so on. Hates direct confrontation, and he knew that about himself. So that's why a lot of his challenges were indirect. He went to the media with things, so he's very indirect. He would never challenge a player directly. He didn't like that. Yeah.
He said one time you guys had a meeting and he sat you down and Shaq down and he says, listen, I know you guys think you're alpha. I'm a bigger alpha than the both of you guys. Did that ever take place?
Not really. No, it was more like, he would say it in film sessions, not with me and Shaq. Like, he never sat me and Shaq down, like him, me, and Shaq.
How did you get your mindset into this alter ego to be comfortable being Black Mamba? Like, how did that happen?
It's a good separation for me, emotionally, to be able to put myself in a place where at practice or when I'm training or during games, I switch my mind to something else. I switch my mode into something else, right? For me, it's the equivalent of Maximus, Decimus, Meridius, and Gladiator picking up the dirt, smelling the dirt, it's go time. Right? So that was my mental switch. It was like an actor getting ready for a film. You got to put yourself in that cage. When you're in that cage, you are that character. And then when you leave there, it's something completely different. But when I'm in that cage, bro, don't fucking touch me. Don't talk to me. Just leave me alone. There used to be certain games, like, for like certain key games. I don't think I've ever said this before. This kind of makes me seem very psychotic, but whatever. I used to play the Halloween theme song over and over and over in my headphones.
Pre-game. Seriously.
Seriously.